What's up, YouTube? Robbie Vapes back again, and all I have to say is this: let's get ready to ramble! Stay tuned. That is right, guys. Today is episode 2 of Robbie Rambles. I cannot wait for this episode. I am so stoked. I'm feeling it. I'm loving the atmosphere right now. I'm feeling all pumped up right now. I just finished my review on the STL Wolf, so I'm super stoked right now. Cannot wait. And I got a bunch of shit for you guys in this ramble episode. It's probably going to be a long one again, just warning you guys right now. I just started recording and I already know it's going to be long. I'm just in the mood to talk to you guys. So, let's get started. What do I want to talk about first? Let's talk about things to come. I've already mentioned this in another video. If you missed it though, I'll mention it again in this video. Things to come, some reviews coming up. I have a lot of them. The .mod Petrie RDA will be out very shortly. I actually decided to keep the original video. I decided it wasn't as bad as what I thought it was. If you watched the Creus RTA giveaway and things to come video, then you'll know that I already mentioned that. That I had a kind of a bad day and just wasn't feeling the recording. Today is much better. I am super happy right now. I'm super stoked. I just want to talk to you guys. Cannot wait to get into this. But anyways, guys, so the .mod Petrie RDA review will be out very shortly. On top of that, I also have a few other things coming out very shortly as well. By now, you've already seen the STL Wolf video. I don't know what your thoughts are yet because I just recorded it and obviously no one's commented on it yet, but that would have been a good topic of discussion. We'll save that for episode 3. Anyways, guys, moving on from there, we also have the CASAA coming out soon by Unique Vapor Innovations. I am super stoked to bring you guys that mod. I'm very excited to bring you guys that mod, actually. It's actually being released very shortly, so it works out perfectly. I'm going to have the review out pretty much just in time for its release. And I'll probably have links to where you can get them and things like that, so make sure to check that one out as well. What else do we have on the go? We also have a review on, oh yes, the Cyclone Tank by Sensei. This review will be coming out very shortly as well. I'm loving this tank. It's a powerhouse. It is a beast. Honestly, it runs over the TFE4 right now for vapor production, but also for juice guzzling. It just does. It's a thirsty tank, okay, guys? It is a thirsty tank. Anyone who has one of these already knows exactly what I'm talking about. So stay tuned for that review. On top of that, I actually received an RX200 for on loan, just for the purposes of review. I will be having a review on that shortly as well. But I was bad, guys. I was real bad. I may have bought another DNA 200. Okay, I did. I bought another DNA 200. I bought the Wismec DNA 200 as well. And, oh, that is going to be interesting. So now I have 3 DNAs. And the primary purpose of buying the Wismec DNA 200 is for a couple reasons. First of all, it lets me do a head-to-head versus a DNA 200 with Wismec versus the RX 200 Wismec and how they both compare to each other. Obviously, they both use 3 18650 batteries, which I had to go out and buy 3 new ones just to marry them together to make sure they were safe. Obviously, you don't want to put 3 batteries together that are unmarried, and I don't think anyone has 3 married batteries, so you're probably going to end up spending more money on it than you wanted to because you will have to marry or buy a whole new set of batteries to marry them all. Going on from there though, so that was one of the reasons why I bought it. The second reason why is just so I could title my DNA versus video the DNA 3-way. I thought that had a good ring to it, so now we have 3 competitors in the DNA 200 Showdown, which is of course the VT 200, the Vapor Shark 200, and the Wismec DNA 200 as well. So that will be coming out probably in the next couple weeks. I've actually started recording some parts of it. It's going to be, it's not going to be a single long drawn out video. I'm going to try and record separate parts for each segment of it. There's going to be the overview of each device. There's going to be a quick overview of each device. There's going to be a quick little packaging look at which one's packaged or how each of them were packaged. There's going to be, just a really head-to-head overview of the actual physical hardware or housing and the batteries composed in each device that make them up. Because of course the DNA 200 chip is pretty much the same on all of them, I would assume. Although admittedly I actually haven't even turned on the DNA 200 for the Wismec just yet. I just got it today, so I haven't got a chance to turn it on yet. But again, that will be you know, that will be a part of it as well. And of course, the eScribe software as a whole, how does it work? What are the pros? What are the cons? Quick little walkthrough from that as well. And of course, at the end, my final thoughts on each of them, pros, cons, and my own personal opinion on them, of course, as well. Which one do I pick? Which one do I recommend? Based on price points, things like that. And that's pretty much it. So I think what we'll do for that one, or what I've already started doing for that one, is just putting each individual segment together one at a time, and I'll mash it all together at the end just to have a finished product to show to you, the viewers. Moving on from there, so I recorded my Prius RTA giveaway and things to come video today, and in that video I actually asked a question, and by the time this is posted, for all I know, things could be swayed to a completely different direction, but the general consensus of the video was that of the three things I mentioned, lighting, a microphone, and a backdrop, the predominant winner for that was actually the microphone. And I actually went out and bought a microphone today for the camera, actually for this Robbie Rambles segment, and it's not compatible. So I'm using the Sony CX900. If anyone has any ideas on what microphones will work for it, by all means hit me up, let me know, shoot me an email, give me a comment below, whatever, because I do want to get a microphone. Obviously that was the most asked for requested item of the three. Lighting was a somewhat close second, and of course the third place was the backdrop. It seems a lot of people actually like this backdrop, which I love it myself, but you know, you guys are the ones who actually have to look at it if you're looking past me. Plus I'm a bit of a media whore, so I didn't want to, you know, take attention from me by having that in the background. I figured just having a white screen, you'd have no choice but to look at me. So yeah, I mean, I guess you guys, you know, like the backdrop, so I'll keep it, or like the background, so I'll keep it without the backdrop, and go from there. But again, the microphone is going to be the biggest feature, or the biggest purchase right now for sure. That's the most the most important on my priority list of enhancements. And I mean, like I said, I just want to make this channel the best it can be for you, the viewers, and I want to make sure you guys have an enjoyable experience watching my channel and watching my videos as well. What else is there? That's right. Speaking of which, actually, well, actually not speaking of which, but I just want to bring it up anyways. If you haven't already heard, I actually got a tattoo. My very first one. I'm super proud of it. I'm super stoked. I couldn't turn out better, honestly. What I'll do is I'll, you know, I'm going to show some pictures on the screen here in just a second so you guys can see the progress of it from start to finish. The whole process took about 4 hours to do, and you know what, before I tell you my experience with it, I'll show you the kind of walkthrough of the progression of the tattoo, and we'll come back here and then I'll actually talk about it a little bit more. Alright guys, so while you guys were off looking at the pictures, I grabbed a couple things and I have a couple more announcements to make. First of all, I actually did grab the mic just so you guys can see it because I did buy it today. This little boom mic here. It's a Sony one, so I thought it would be compatible. Turns out it's not. It's only for the AX series cameras, but moving on from there, let's talk about the tattoo real quick. Why did I get it? What does it mean to me? What's the meaning behind it? Is there any sort of special meaning behind it? Basically, as you guys know, I'm a huge animal lover. I have a lot of different animals. Tarantulas included in that segment of animals. The spider in that picture is the Bacillitherium metallica, or the Goody Sapphire ornamental tarantula. Beautiful tarantula, by the way. I owned one for a long time. I had one for about 9 years, 8 or 9 years, before it passed away, unfortunately. It was a great little spider. Lifespan wasn't as good as what you know I kind of hoped for, but I mean, it did live up to its lifespan, but I would have liked to see it live a lot longer. Beautiful tarantula, pretty tame for the most part. Anyways, I had a special connection with that one in particular. I don't know what it was about it, but I mean, I raised it from a little baby. It was like that big when I first got it, like 1/4 of an inch. And I raised it all the way up to adulthood, and 9 years old, it was full size, right about 5 or 6 inches, give or take. And ever since I was about 17, 18 years old, I wanted that tattooed on my body somewhere. And I always thought I'd get it on my arm, like kind of my upper arm area here. And if you can tell by the picture, it's actually not there. My tattoo artist was great. He was easy to work with. He was awesome. I hope this hat isn't distracting you too much. I'll get to that in just a second. But yeah, so I worked with my tattoo artist really well, and he just basically said, look, I love the idea. I want to do this for you. Like, let me be the one to put this on your body. And immediately I was like, okay, I trust this guy. I like his optimism. I love his enthusiasm. And I love how much he cares about this tattoo. He cares about it as much as I do. And that's a huge thing in a tattoo artist. I've gone to other artists before who have given me quotes and things like that, and none of them really seemed as into it as this guy was. So after talking for a bit, we got to placement, and he asked, where do I want it? And I told him, well, I'm looking like kind of upper arm area, bicep kind of area. And he took one look at the picture and he said, you know what, I'm gonna make a recommendation for you. I hope you don't mind. I think it should go on your shoulder. And so my first thought process was, well, I'd always thought my first tattoo would be on my arm. I didn't really want to use my shoulder at all. I didn't know. I mean, I never even really considered my shoulder as an option. But you know what? He talked to me about it. He said, here's the placement I want to do. Here's the positioning I want to do on it. Tell me what you think. At first I was a little bit skeptical, but he was really reassuring. He helped me through it, and ultimately, I am so glad I listened to him, because this is in the perfect spot right now, just up on my upper shoulder. It's sitting right here. It's scabbing a little bit right now. It's about 5 days old as of recording this video. It was done on Sunday. I'm 6 days old now, so it was done last Sunday, the 6th, I think it was. The 6th, yeah. So it was done December 6th on the Sunday. Turned out great. Couldn't be happier with it. And as you guys saw from the pictures, I mean, it's just perfect in every way, shape, and form. I love everything about it, and couldn't be happier with it. So that's the tattoo story for me. As far as pain goes, here's the thing, guys. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to be, like I'm trying to be like all manly or anything like that, or like tough or anything. But the truth is, it actually really didn't hurt. And maybe part of it was because I kind of psyched myself up so much to think that there's going to be a lot of pain, be prepared for it, know what you're getting into, and the whole experience was super smooth, super easy to do. Like I said, very little pain, if any, for the most part. There are certain areas he kept saying, you're going to feel this, it's going to suck, and he'd do it, and I wouldn't even feel it, and he'd be done with it, and I wouldn't even know he started on it, and I mean, the whole process was just so enjoyable. He also used a very quiet machine, which was nice because football was on, and obviously I'm a big football fan. So I was watching football while I was getting tattooed. The entire tattoo took about 4 hours to do, and I think that was actually really well done. I've had quotes from other tattoo shops years ago for anywhere from 8 to 15 hours, and obviously that's quite a bit of money to spend on a tattoo, especially your first one, and especially not really getting the sense of ease from the person you're talking to. So, yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier with it. Moving on, let's talk about this hat right now. So, for anyone wondering, I think it's finally time, and I have to give a huge apology to the Vape Station, because I think I've worn out their hat a little bit too much. This is the Vape Station down in Lethbridge, Alberta. This is their hat, and what I'm doing right now is putting this one into retirement. This will not be used in any more videos going forward. Maybe the odd one here and there, but for the most part, it won't be used in any more videos. So this is now officially retired. And as you can see, I have a replacement hat right now. It's Toronto Raptors, of course, and this little toque or beanie, depending on if you're in Canada or the US. If you're anywhere else in the world, I don't know if this has a certain kind of name to it. Maybe it's just called a hat. I don't know. But in Canada, it's the toque, and I'm repping the toque right now. But I'm just playing, guys. This isn't the replacement. I love this hat, don't get me wrong, but the replacement is actually, just to rep some Canadian love here, bam! Got the nice little red dragon symbol up there, surrounded by a Canadian leaf. Love it. That's going to be the new hat going forward. This is the one I chose. Not really vape related, but you know what, I love it anyways. Love the design, love the Canadian aspect of it. As you know, I am Canadian. Don't hate me for it. And moving on from there, so yeah, this is going to be the hat that replaces it for now, as a little fluff comes flying around me. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I don't know. I don't really think the hat's a big part of my ensemble, but maybe it's going to make a big difference. Maybe I'm going to lose like 20 subscribers because they like the hat so much. And I don't blame you, it's a kick-ass hat. And again, I got that from the vape station in Lethbridge. I'm sure they have plenty more if you wanted to order one. By all means, go check them out. But yeah, so I'm retiring the hat. It's official now. It got well worn and it was well used, and it's now time to move on. So moving on from there, we've talked about my tattoo. We've talked about some upcoming stuff I have on the go. We've talked about the DNA stuff. We've talked about a lot of things so far, but there's one thing I haven't talked about before. As you guys know, I have a couple channels now that I'm working on. Most of you probably know Project F.O.G. It's a great channel. Sundays, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to check it out, it's a totally different channel. Go check it out. I highly recommend it. Myself, Hank Vapes, and Vaping Heathen are all a part of that channel, so it's a great collaboration effort between the three of us. We often have a lot of special guests on there, so if you haven't checked it out before, make sure to go check it out. Also, while you're at it, go check out Hank Vapes and Vaping Heathen if you haven't already, and go subscribe to them because they are great people, great guys. You know, they're honestly, guys, they're my partners in crime, so make sure to go check them out. Apart from that, moving on from there, let's talk about some other channels I have. I have Breaking Mods, which most of you might know about as well. Breaking Mods is a series designed to pretty much push the limits of every mod that's been designed or developed and brought to us. What we're trying to do is put it through real world tests, and then at the end we usually kind of blow it up or some shit like that. So definitely worth watching if you haven't checked it out already. Make sure to go check out Breaking Mods. Great little series. Myself, The Real Vape J, and Danya, or Donna Lady Clouds, are all part of that channel as well. So make sure to go check that out. And of course, I also have a channel with Danya, independent of those other two channels just mentioned. So I'm actually on 4 channels right now. 4 active channels, I should say. And the 4th one is called The Great Devape, D-E-V-A-P-E, The Great Devape. Little collaboration effort between me and Danya. We didn't record this week. That was completely my fault. I apologize to all the viewers out there who watched that. That is on me. I got busy this past week. Last night, Friday, I was actually out at my buddy's house. It was his fiance's birthday, so we had a birthday party for her and everything, so that worked out really well. But unfortunately, I think we missed it, and we had planned all week to do it on Friday, and I let it slip my mind that I already had prior commitments, so that is on me. I will live up to my punishment, guys. I promise you I will. But it'll just have to wait a few days. I think we're going to be recording that actually on Monday, which by the time this video airs will probably be tomorrow, maybe it's even today, depending on when I air this video, or what priority I put it into. But yeah, so that's coming out as well. But as you guys know, in Robbie Rambles, I have a special segment for all you guys who like to stick around a little longer and to watch the entire thing throughout. This is by no means the end, by the way, so don't worry, you still have plenty of time with me tonight. Like I said, I'm in a very chatty mood, so you're going to get a lot of me tonight. But one thing I haven't talked about, and I never thought I would because it is super embarrassing, I actually had another channel before any of this took place. Before vaping took place, before Breaking Mods, before Project F.O.G, before my own channel, Robbie Vapes, took place. I had a different channel that I was on. This is embarrassing. It was not well put together. It's quite a few years old now. It's about 4 or 5 years old, I think, now, give or take. So, and I haven't posted on it since. And even when I did post on it, it was a really bad channel. I basically posted once every, 3 or 4 months. Really, really bad on my part. So, without further ado, check out my other channel. Please do not subscribe. It is not an active channel. But anyways, without any more holdbacks, here it is. Here is Try Ball Pythons. Hey guys, Rob here from Try Ball Pythons. I know I promised you guys a video last week. Unfortunately, I got busy with work again. Wasn't able to upload a video. Hopefully this one makes up for it. I did get some new additions I want to show off. Also, if you watched my last video, for anyone who didn't guess the morph, it was in fact pastel yellow belly. So because of the response I got from that video and the likes I got, I'm really happy with it, and what I'll be doing in the future is giving out prizes to anyone who guesses the morph. The one thing I'm not too sure of what I want to do is how I want to award prizes. If I want to do like a grand prize winner, so for example, first person to get it wins a grand prize of, let's say, a free snake, or 50% off a snake of your choice, whatever it might be. Or if I want to do like a prize where anyone who guesses the morph within a certain time frame, so let's say 1 week, will win 10 or 15% off a snake of their choice. And that way more people win, but at the same time it's a smaller prize. So I wouldn't mind hearing your feedback on that. Let me know what you think. Which one do you prefer? I know I upload my videos pretty late, usually on the weekends. It's really the only free time I have these days, so I apologize for that. But let me know what you think. On that note, I do have the 2 new additions I want to show off to you. The first one is an NG female, and the second one is actually a super pastel yellow belly male. He's not going to be replacing my yellow belly male. He's actually pretty small right now, so he probably won't breed next season. I'm going to be holding him back for the season after that, and probably keep my yellow belly male for next season. But again, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. Want to keep it short for you guys, and take care. Alright guys, that was tri-ball pythons, and the story behind that basically is that a little while ago I was pretty big into the reptile scene, and not to say I'm not anymore, I'm just not as much into it as what I once was. By the way, if you don't know, there's a local reptile society here in Calgary, the Alberta Reptile and Amphibian Society. Make sure you go check them out if you're interested in it, if reptiles is something that interests you, or you have an interest in reptiles or exotic animals, things like that, the tarantulas, the snakes, the lizards, the scorpions, bugs, insects, all kind of good stuff. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, make sure you go check out the Alberta Reptile and Amphibian Society, or TARAS, T-A-R-A-S. And honestly, great group of people running it right now. I have total faith in them. They've done an excellent job. They are hardworking individuals. They are all volunteers. I was once a member of that organization as well, a long time ago. I've since stepped back quite a bit, and I'm no longer on the board or anything, but great experience for me. And when I was into it, when I was into reptiles, as deeply as what I got into in that video or during that time frame, I was really into breeding snakes and things like that, and this didn't work out for me. I decided to move on to different things and to try my ventures elsewhere. But you know what? It was a great little experience for me. It was a lot of fun. I still love reptiles to this day. I have nothing against it. The best way to put it is I went from being interested in the breeding aspects to now being interested mostly in the personal pet aspect of it. So all my animals that I have are pets. I don't breed them or anything. They're all individual animals. They're not meant for breeding or anything like that. They're just straight up my animals, my pets, and they're great. So usually I know there's a couple comments in my last video actually about showing off my animals in this video. Believe it or not, when I first recorded this video, and as some of you may know if you watched my Creus RTA giveaway and things to come, I mentioned that I did record this video previously and I wasn't happy with it because I wasn't feeling it that day, just was in a shitty mood, which happens I guess, but forced myself to record. I actually did bring out a couple animals in that video. It did not go as planned. They did not want to sit still. My scorpion was out in that video, and I also did a segment on my frilled dragon. He didn't want to sit still at all. He is camera shy for sure, and he's getting up there in age, so I gotta give him his privacy right now and let him be. But other than that, I mean, I was going to show something off, but I decided I'd rather show off that clip instead. Hopefully that will suffice for anyone who was asking about it. And yeah, so that was pretty much it. So try not to laugh too hard at that clip, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Moving on from there, let's do a little rant. That's right guys, it is Robbie Rant's section right now. This is a time when I get to talk about shit that is either on my mind, bugging me, pissing me off, whatever, just things that are going on that just kind of irk me the wrong way. And today's rant is on breaking mods. Yes, that is right, today is the breaking mods rant. So here's the deal guys, with breaking mods, there's been a few people who have commented and a few people who have private messaged one of us on Facebook or even on YouTube or whatever, just to say that, you know, what we're doing is wrong and, you know, we should not be destroying these mods. Instead, we should actually be giving them to people who are less fortunate. Now, I have no issue with people who are less fortunate. Honestly, I know there's people out there struggling right now, and I feel for you guys, I really do, and I really want to help you guys out as much as I can. But at the same time, I have to question one thing. The people who are complaining about those videos, are you really interested in the well-being of the less fortunate, or are you more interested in getting free shit? And I say that because what bothers me the most about the whole ordeal with the whole breaking mods thing and everything that's come up through it is, and this isn't addressed to everybody who's messaged me, by the way. Some people were very good about messaging me, and you know, we had a good talk and it was all good. But there's some people who just don't want to listen to reason and just do not care. And I feel like those are the people who are the ones who just have their hands out saying, gimme, gimme, gimme. Because here's the thing, guys. Just like you guys work hard for all your mods and your devices, I work hard for all of mine. And to prove the point, I just spent like $1,000 on 3 DNA devices, okay? Maybe not quite that much, but quite a bit of money on 3 DNA devices just so I could bring a review for you, the viewers. So to sit here and say it's not fair, everything you get is free and blah, 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 and you know, you should be giving these away, not keeping them, you're a hoarder, blah, whatever. I think that, if anything, you're the ones being selfish by saying that, because here's the thing, we pay with our own money for a lot of these mods, not just in breaking mods, but in general, for reviews, especially if you're starting out, if you don't have, you know, the viewership as some of the reviewers have, you're not getting a lot of stuff for free, let's face it, you really aren't, and because of that, you're really stuck to only, you know, only getting devices through your own funds. Now, what you do with that device afterwards, once you buy it, should be up to you, shouldn't it? I mean, if I pay for a mod, I feel like it should be up to me what I want to do with it. It shouldn't be up to, you know, whoever else. And the funny thing is, what I find very funny about this situation is, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. Again, this is a rant, but I'm trying to be civil about it because it does bug me more than what I'm showing right now. But here's the thing, guys. So, when there was a comment posted actually on the Breaking Mods, I'm not going to call anyone out, but there was a comment posted and I replied to it, you know, as I would. But they basically said, you know, the same thing everybody else was saying. Why are you destroying these mods? It's such a waste. I will not subscribe to you because this is, you know, there's people out there who need these and you're sitting there breaking them. And I think what people don't understand is that myself, the Real Vape J, Danya, and a lot of other reviewers, we give a lot of stuff away for free, but not just on our channels. That week alone, leading up to that Breaking Mods episode, I actually given away 3 mods for no cost at all, just saying, look, here, take them, you guys are in need, take these mods. So it's not like we're not giving back to the community, because we are. But what bothered me the most about the whole situation was one of the mods I gave away was an EVIC VT, that's what it was. It was an EVIC VT, the original EVIC VT. The person messaged me saying, hey look, I'm desperate, I need something, otherwise I'm going to go back to smoking, my mod just broke, I have nothing to use, like, is there any way you can help me out? And so of course, you know, naturally I basically said, you know, I hear where you're going with it, and I hear you need a hand. I got a couple extra mods lying around, let me give you one of them. You know, here it is, the EVIC VT. You take this and, you know, hold yourself off until you can get your own, or until you get a different device. It's not the best device out there, but it's not a bad device. You know, here it is. It's yours. Take as long as you need with it. No rush. And if that was it, I'd be okay with that. That would be perfectly fine. But it wasn't it. What happened next was then a whole different story. So the whole, I should back up a little bit where this all goes, but basically the person who was borrowing it was actually hoping to buy the IPv3 Ally off me for a very fair price. To say the least, it was going to be the mod and a set of batteries to go with it that were already married, and pretty much married to that device only, so it worked out really well. But he wanted it all as a package. I gave him a really good deal on it, and you know, he was just trying to get the money together to get that to be able to buy that device for me. And then he came up and said, look, I don't have any money right now, I can't buy it right now, but is there any way, you know, we can work something out. I don't have a device right now. I'm going to go back to cigarettes. Can we do something? And at first, I debated on just giving him the IPv3 Li, thinking, good faith, you'll pay me when you get it. So, but instead I decided, to message him and be like, look, I'm not going to give you the IPv3 Li right now. I'm sorry, I have limited, use on which device I can give away. But I do have an eVic VT if you want. It's yours. Consider it yours. If it'll help you from quitting or from going back to cigarettes, by all means, take it. So anyways, that's leading up to where I left off. Then what happened was, the next day I see a post on a Facebook group, and it's a buy-sell forum. And I see him posting on there. Now my first reaction is, I hope he's not selling the mod I just gave him. But if he is, it sucks, but maybe he really needs some money, right? Like, no big deal. Except when it turns out he was selling 2 other mods that I didn't even know he had. And for someone who said he didn't have a mod and his broke and he had no other form of vape, otherwise he couldn't go back to cigarettes, for him to turn around and sell 2 other mods the very next day seems a little bit strange, because he didn't have the money to buy those 2 mods, so they didn't come bought, which means you had to have had them before. If you had them before and you were really desperate for them, or for a device, why wouldn't you just use one of them rather than ask me for one of mine? And so I left it alone though. I said, you know what, forget it, I'm not going to get into it. It's his prerogative, maybe he's selling it for a friend or whatever. Then a couple days later he messages me and he's like, you know what, is there any way I can just buy the batteries and the charger? I don't want the IPv3 Li anymore. I just want the batteries and the charger. And didn't offer to give me back the eVic, didn't say I got another mod or anything like that. It was just, I need the batteries. So now what I'm putting it together is, you had a mod all along, you're trying to scam me out of my device that I was going to sell to you at a very reasonable price, and on top of all of that, you then have the nerve to ask me for 2 18650s, which, assuming if you're using them, saying that you need them, you don't need them for the eVic. The eVic is a built-in battery. You do not need 18650s for it. So what are you using them for? Which obviously means you have another mod you have that you're hiding from me, but you're not smart enough to actually realize that I'm putting 2 and 2 together right now. And on top of that, you don't even offer to give me my eVic VT back. So why would I help you out anymore? And I'm not saying everybody's like that, but there's enough people out there who have seen, who are literally just trying to get as much free shit as they can. And that's all they care about. They have no interest into what device it is. They just want free shit. So to sit there and turn around and say that we are wasting or that we are breaking mods and unfairly neglecting those in need is a complete, it's a complete and utter lie. It is complete bullshit. That's not what we're doing at all. What we're doing on that channel is testing the durability of these mods. We're testing how well they'll stand up in real world conditions, because no one else will. And on top of all that, we're also testing we're testing overall durability, but we're also just doing it to show some entertainment, and for the purposes of entertainment, we decide to blow shit up at the end, or whatever we do to it at the end, to destroy it fully. So ultimately, I don't think those mods are going to waste. Not to mention the fact that 2 of the 3 mods, the ADT50 and the Smoke X Cube 2, both had issues with it being unsellable and even ungivable to people because they were a danger. Admittedly, the CLA 75 watt was in perfectly fine condition when we got it, and it was no issue with that, but the reason why we had to get it in perfectly good condition was because you, the viewers, wanted to show that it would work after certain scenarios. And that's how we're going to do our videos going forward. So if you have an issue with us not giving these away, and would rather us, and don't want to watch us because you don't want to watch a mod being destroyed because maybe, you feel like there's other people out there who use it or who could use it, that's fine. Honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. If that's your biggest complaint, fine. But let's be honest, a show called Breaking Mods with a show called Giving Mods, I'm pretty sure we know which one's going to be more entertaining. Here's a preview of Giving Mods. I hear you need a mod. There you go. Roll credits. Done. Versus, let's test the shit out of this mod and let's see what it can handle, then let's blow it up. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not gauging our audience correctly here, but I'm pretty sure you guys want to see real world tests on these devices, because after all, you guys are the ones spending your hard-earned money to buy these devices to see how much they can withstand before they finally give in. moving on from there, one more thing I want to talk about on breaking mods in particular. Little part of my rant I was going to say, and I've already forgotten it, and now I feel like a complete fucking idiot. I was going to say something else, and I have completely forgotten now. I'm going to take a vape and think about it and see if I can't remember what I was going to say. But it was important, don't worry. I remember now. Okay. So here's one more thing I want to say though. To anyone who's saying that there's people in need who can't go out and buy their own and who need something. I do have one thing to say, and this doesn't apply to everybody, but it applies to a lot of people out there who are putting their hands out saying, gimme, gimme, gimme. Most of my money, most of my disposable income, if not almost all of it, goes toward vaping. Devices, e-juice, tanks, paraphernalia, I guess, things like that. It all goes toward that. I don't have any other hobbies. I mean, and when I say disposable income, I'm of course talking about disposable income after all my bills and everything, and of course after my animals, because my animals come first, always. As you may have guessed from that video I just showed you a little earlier on. But yeah, so yeah, all my disposable income goes to vaping. So it would be equivalent to me going up to, let's say, a musician who has a couple of guitars. He has a guitar collection. And you go up to him and you say, look, I want to learn the guitar. Can you give me one? And of course, musicians can be like, whoa, where'd that come from? Like, that's kind of blunt, isn't it? This is a $700 guitar. Why would I give it to you? Like, this is my guitar. I may not use it right now, but that doesn't mean I won't use it eventually. And even still, musicians who go on stage and they smash guitars. Well, someone could have used that guitar. Why would you smash that guitar when someone could have used it? They do it for the experience for the crowd. And that's what we're doing with these devices. We're smashing them, we're breaking them, we're destroying them for the entertainment purpose of it. And we're using our disposable income toward these. So I want to know why it's so different for everyone to question when it comes to vaping than it is for, say, another hobby like guitars or music or whatever else it might be. And I know the biggest argument, in all fairness, is, well, vaping helps people get off cigarettes, guitars don't. Fine, fair enough. But to some people, guitars are livelihood just as much as vaping is our livelihood. So for us to give away our livelihood is actually equivalent to a musician giving away his guitar. It's something we use every day, whether it be for doing reviews, whether it be for actual use on vaping to get us off cigarettes or to keep us off cigarettes. We use it every day. It's our livelihood. If anything, we're more attached to the vaping than some musicians are to their guitars. And that's why it happens that way. When we put this idea together of breaking mods, it wasn't a matter of, let's go piss some people off. It was more like, hey, people want to know how durable devices are. Let's try and break them and see what happens. Let's put the batteries in the wrong way. Let's do this. Let's, light it on fire. I know that's a stretch, but you get the point. The point is it heat resistant? Does it have battery protection on it? Does it have this and this and this? And it's just like, it just bothers me so much that people seem to think that, we have all the money in the world and we can just go out and get whatever we want, when really, this is what we're focusing our money on. We're focusing our money on the vaping industry. We are not focusing our money elsewhere. If you do up your car a lot, but you don't have money for a vape, does your car really need that extra subwoofer? Or do you need a vape? If you need a vape that badly, you'll make the decision to forego the subwoofer and instead choose a vape. That's my point. My point is, don't sit there and spend your money on everything else, and then when it comes to vaping, just expect to get stuff for free. Because that's not how this works. I'm not a charity case. Like, I'm not a charity or a non-profit saying, here, take this, take this, take this. And I do enough giveaways, and I do enough giveaways off screen as well, or not giveaways, I guess, but well, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's a giveaway off screen as well to people around me and in the vaping community here in Calgary who actually need it, and I try to help them out whenever I can. Now, I'm not saying every case is like the one I just mentioned, but the more I see on Facebook and the more I see in these groups of these vaping groups, the more I start seeing people who are like, I want one, I want this, I want that, I want this, you owe me this kind of thing. We don't owe you anything. And that's the thing, guys. We work hard to put our videos together. We work hard to, edit them and to do the process of them. And we're, using gas to travel in, for example, breaking mods. we're using our own money, our own devices in some cases. The ADT was my device, which I purchased with my own money, and it was garbage. Just saying. Does that have any relevance to it? No, but I just have to say that because I didn't like it at all. But again, it comes back to the whole aspect of, this is our livelihoods, this is what we put our money into, so why is it such a bad thing that we are, making use of these devices in an alternative way, which could be considered controversial to some people, but I think to a lot of people, they see the benefit in this, and they're seeing that we're not doing this to piss people off, we're doing this to help people make a buying decision, so your hard-earned money can be spent appropriately. For example, a Sigelli 75 watt, honestly, did anyone suspect it would last that long? Because I didn't. But that just shows the quality you're getting with a Sigelli. That helps reinforce that stereotype, it's not a stereotype, but the impression you get when buying a Sigelli that it's going to last forever. Because that's really what you get when you get a Sigelli. You get a device that's going to last you forever. We just proved that for the most part, unless you get shot in the Sigelli, it's going to last you a long time. It's going to last through falls, it's going to last through drops, it's going to last through accidents, things like that. And that is the biggest thing that we're trying to help people with. Now that you can feel comfortable spending your money on a Sigelli 75 watt because you've seen how durable it is and how it measures up to your real world experiences without having to spend your money to prove it. Anyways, that's my rant on breaking mods, and I just wanted to mention it. Like I said, I don't mean to be an asshole about it. I don't want to say that there aren't people out there who really genuinely need, a helping hand once in a while, but I think the people who genuinely need a helping hand are probably less concerned about vaping and more concerned about putting food on their table. Those are the people who need help. Those are the people who, put their kids first. I've heard stories where people, parents will tell me that there was nights they didn't eat just so their kids could. Those are people who need a helping hand. They're not out there asking for vaping stuff. They're out there trying to get food for their family. Let's not get this mixed up and say that, vaping stuff is all of a sudden a necessity now. That's not how it goes. The people who are really struggling are the people who are out there working their ass off, trying to make ends meet so they can feed their family, so they can provide for their family, so they can have a roof over their head. It's just, I feel like there's so much misguidance in this, and it's come from people expecting so much free stuff that they get overwhelmed by it, and it consumes them to the point where they need it. Like they're getting withdrawals by not having it. Where there's actually people out there on the streets who need help more. You know what, I'm going to tell you guys another story. This isn't a rant, this is an actual true story I heard years ago from my father, which I'm going to pass on to you guys, and I think this is a very special story. I hope you guys appreciate it as much as I do. It's stuck with me for my entire life, and it's how I look at the world around us and how it's affected me in general. Long time ago, just some backstory here. My dad was actually a bus driver for a very long time. He's now retired, thankfully, and he's relaxing a lot more. But he was a bus driver for a long time with a company in Ontario, a bus company in Ontario. I won't say which one, big one though. And he was driving for them for a long time, and he told me this story once. He was saying, there's this guy in the winter who he'd always, try and come on the bus. He didn't have any money, but he just wanted to stay warm, and he always kept to himself. So my dad would let him on. He'd go sit at the back, kind of thing, just to himself. Maybe lay down, try and get a little bit of sleep, just stay warm overnight. My dad did work the night shift, of course, if that makes any difference, but and maybe it does later on in the story. But getting back to that, so he'd go back. My dad would let him on, no big deal, and stay warm, man. Like just stay warm, protect yourself. It's cold out there, wintertime. Stay warm. Let him on. It happens night after night after night. Keeps going on for a while now, and my dad's a pretty. My dad's an introvert, to say the least. He's very to himself, and he likes to be to himself. He's not a hugely talkative person, and not super outgoing or anything like that. So, they didn't never really exchange any words or anything. It was just mostly, a little nod here and there. Welcome aboard again, and take the ride as long as you want to. And he'd basically come on at the beginning of the night and come and go off the bus at the end of the shift, kind of thing, just to stay warm. And my dad let it happen because it's a night shift. You don't get a lot of people on the bus usually at night, and he really wasn't bothering anyone, and he was he just kept to himself, just like I guess my dad does in some cases, and maybe that's why they connected so well. But anyways, story goes on. Weeks pass, months pass. He's on the bus a lot, and to stay warm as much as he can. And one night my dad pulls up to a stop, and these kids come on the bus. And one of the kids decides to pull a knife on my dad. And of course, you know, hearing this story, you know, sends shivers down your back, right? Because you're thinking, well, what happens? You know, obviously you're here telling me a story, but like, are they coming back? Like, what's going to happen? You know? And what happened was, kid pulls a knife, asks for the fare. Now, for anyone who ever wants to rob a bus, just so you're aware, the bus drivers do not have access to the fares, so they cannot go into there for you. So you're wasting your time. Just saying. Anyway, so asked for the fare. My dad says, look, I have no access to it. Like, I don't know what you want me to do, but that's it. And guy starts arguing with my dad. Goes back and forth for a while. And, you know, my dad's pretty, you know, relaxed in the situation, but he's starting to get, you know, a little bit nervous what's going to happen next. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the guy holding the knife gets decked by the guy who was sleeping at the back of the bus. Turns out he hears the whole conversation, listens to it for a bit, sees the knife, starts making his way up to the bus, to the front of the bus, and just knocks the guy out. Just absolutely decks him. Two other guys behind him start running away. Other guy throws the guy with the knife off the bus, takes the knife from him obviously, and gives it to my dad. And when the guy's kind of slowly regaining his train of thought, you know, from getting knocked the fuck out, the gentleman who came up from the back of the bus, points to him and says, "You ever fuck with this bus driver again, I will kill you." Never did my dad have a problem again. So there you go, a little story for you guys. For what it's worth, that is why I have such a strong feeling for anyone who's in help, or for anyone who needs help, and anyone in need. And that's why I feel like a lot of the people who claim to be in need in the vaping community are not typically actually in need. That guy was in need. That guy literally had to ride a bus just to stay warm. And, you know, to show his appreciation like that and risk his own life for my dad's, that is something I will never forget. I wish I could meet that person. I don't know whatever happened to him. I never got the chance to meet him. I really wish I could have, though, because I want to shake that man's hand and just say, you know, thank you. Because that's the kind of people I like in this world. And those are the kind of people who don't deserve to be where they are, you know, as far as, you know, their living arrangements and things like that. Those are the type of people who deserve to be, you know, respected and admired and, you know, praised for their good job. And, you know, that's just, I don't know. That's kind of where the whole thing leads to me from, or leads. It's basically how the whole thing looks in my eyes, is that I know there's people underprivileged out there who actually need help, and trust me, they're not looking for vaping. They're the ones looking for a warm place to sleep at night. That's their concern. Anyways, guys, just want to tell a story real quick. Again, for what it's worth, I don't know what you guys think of it. Whatever, but that's kind of where I get this whole, you know, this whole perception of how the vaping community can be in some cases, and sorry, not the vaping community, no, how certain individuals within the vaping community can be when it comes to, you know, trying to get as much stuff as they can. And I just think that, honestly, I'm not trying to call anyone out, and I'm not saying that, you know, us as reviewers shouldn't be giving away free stuff when we get it. Of course we should. I mean, that's part of what we do. We get sent a couple things to review, or a couple, we get sent quantities of an individual product to review. We're always not going to review 3 of the same unit. We're going to review the unit and then have 2 extras to give away. And I have no issue with that. And same thing, I mean, we have the Sponsor Smoker program, which myself and Hank and Vape and Heathen have all been doing. And that's a totally different thing. That wasn't a matter of people coming to us. That was us reaching out to the community saying, you know, we want to help people. If anyone needs help, let us know and we'll be happy to help. And that's a different story. I'm not saying Sponsor a Smoker is the same thing. It's not. It absolutely isn't. But it's the people who, you know, feel like they are entitled to everything and don't have to give anything in return. Meanwhile, they're spending the money on other things, like whatever it might be. I mean, it doesn't have to be music or cars. It could be whatever. But the point is, they're spending their money elsewhere that they could be spending on vaping, but they know they don't have to spend it on vaping because they know that if they ask enough, they'll get some free stuff. I just think that has to stop now. If you're not in need of a device, if you're honestly in a home with heat, with food, and with other entertainment options. In fact, if you're watching this video, chances are you're not really in need, because you have probably a laptop or a phone or some form of media player that allows you to watch this video right now. And that is an extra expense. That is not, you know, I mean, I'm not saying for everybody to sell their laptops and stuff for vape stuff. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you know, we have to put a perception on what is people in need. Anyways, that's my rant, guys. As far as the rest of Robbie Rambles, obviously, I think I've covered a lot of stuff today, or tonight. I told you I'd be very talkative. I hope you guys enjoyed the little clips I threw in, the tattoo, my other channel. Anyways, guys, so no one actually officially claimed the hug, though, in person. We had a couple people in the comments from the last video who claimed the hug, but I don't know. No one actually claimed it for in person. And I thought there'd be a couple people who actually would want to claim that, because that's a pretty coveted prize from last video. But I hope that this video had an equally coveted prize in you guys getting to see my original YouTube channel from years ago. And I hope you guys had a good laugh on it. It was a different time. I was less comfortable on the camera. I was less comfortable in front of people. I was less confident in myself. And even some of that trickled into my first video in this series. I mean, if we go back to my first video in Robbie Vapes, we see that, you know, my comfort level is a lot lower than what it is now. And that's because I've gotten to know so many of you guys, so many of you subscribers out there. I've gotten to know a lot of you guys, maybe not in person, but at least, you know, through your comments, through your feedback, through your support. And that to me has been a huge confidence booster. It's been a great way to not just grow my channel, but also grow me as a person. And having that ability is just, it's awesome. So thank you all very much. As I mentioned in the CASAA RTA video today, I am at over 1,500 subscribers, which again is just amazing. I would have never dreamt of this. We achieved 1,500 subscribers before the end of 2015. We're not even a year into this channel yet. You know, my 1 year anniversary will be on February 24th, and I'll probably have some sort of audience appreciation day for that. Maybe I'll do a little ask the audience kind of thing, or an ask me anything kind of thing, where you guys, I'll do a live show and you guys can just come in live and let's hang out and let's just talk. Let's get to know each other better. And if you guys have any questions for me, whether it be personal, whether it be vape related, whether it be whatever it is, let me know on that. And I think that's what I'll do on February 24th. I don't even know what day of the week that is, to be honest, but I'll do a Ask Me Anything some point, depending on what day that falls on. Maybe it's at night, maybe it's, you know, during the day. But again, I'll do one of those, and we'll work it from there, and pencil it in down your calendars, and let's do it. February 24th is Robbie Vapes Ask Me Anything. Hopefully I don't lose all my subscribers by then, but assuming I keep some of you guys, the ones who stick around that long for a year, let's do an Ask Me Anything, and by all means I'll answer any question you guys throw at me. They can be funny, they can be serious, they can be whatever you want, and I'll answer them as honestly as I can. So it's a free ticket to Ask Me Anything, and I hope you guys enjoy that. So that'll be February 24th, my 1 year anniversary. Apart from that, I think that pretty much covers it tonight. Hopefully this video didn't turn out too long, but let's face it, we already know it did. I haven't looked at the clock since I started. I love these videos so much, so I just sit here and talk as much as I can until I'm pretty much, until my voice kind of starts crackling like it is now. But yeah, so that's Robbie Vapes, guys. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, YouTube, happy vaping.